Yo, what's going on? Chavo Guerrero Jr. here, giving a big shout out to Wrestling Rehab. Keep watching, keep listening, and viva la raza.
Órale. Oh man, go F yourself. All right, Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shout outs to all the junkies out there. Damn, we got F bombs coming from the land of the Rockies already. What's up, Esa Benny? Man, oh man, oh man. What an elimination chamber. I mean, incredible. All right, so let's look. There's a lot of meat on the bone. So let's go ahead and let's get. We're not going to break this down um, in any particular order. Well, actually, we are. We're going to go to the softest to the real good stuff. All right. So the real soft stuff is basically the women's tag team match. Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus, they get a win over Nia Jax and Candice LeRae in a mediocre match. There was nothing really that special. I guess they just probably just wanted to give Trish Stratus, one last hoorah there in Toronto, and they did. And I mean, it was for whatever it was, man. It was all right, but that was, I mean, it was nothing special. There was nothing about that match where it was like, whoa, you know what I mean? It was just to be 100% stratified, so I mean that was that, man. It was meaningless. Nothing really happened, but they got the win. All right, good for them. Let's move on. We now move on to the street fight. All right, we'll leave the two chamber matches for the end. We move on to the street fight. Well, we got the two chamber matches and the segment, which you go F yourself. But when we get to the street fight, this street fight was it was good, man. It was good. I mean, all the matches, with the exception of that women's tag team match, I thought were impeccable matches. Um, Everything that they did for this street fight with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, the look to it, Sami Zayn coming out in a pair of pants instead of tights, the referee wearing street clothes, the lighting. I don't know if you guys noticed the lighting. The lighting was a little bit more dim. They made it look a heck of a lot more like, okay, this is for real, right? And it wasn't called a street fight. It was just called an unsanctioned match. But again, look, back in the day, these things used to be called no holds bar. All right. But I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's because of the movie. I got no idea, but they got away from the no holds bar. Then they would go street fight, then whatever. Now it's unsanctioned and whatever, man. It's all the same stuff. No disqualifications, no countouts. That's all it really is. I like for it to go back to no holds barred. Damn it, Rip versus Zeus, rip them. All right, but it was a badass match. I loved it. It was a really good match. Man, I gotta tell you guys this, man. Kevin Owens, you got to give it up to KO, man. He just had uh, one of the most devastating ladder matches last month at the Royal Rumble. Fast forward, yeah, at the Royal Rumble, yeah, because it was in the beginning of February. Fast forward a month, and this dude has this unsanctioned street fight no holds barred match. I should just speak it into existence. Just bring back no holds barred. But he has this match. It's like, damn, man, this dude's body. I'll tell you guys, man, it's going through the ringer, homie. So it was a really good match. Really enjoyed it. Kevin Owens gets the victory, and he's not done. He's like, no, I'm gonna finish Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn is probably going to be up on the shelf for a little bit. Honestly, I don't think there's going to be any plans for Sami Zayn until WrestleMania. I don't think Sami Zayn has a match at Mania. I don't. Because we saw the return of the Viper, Randy Orton. Okay. And with the return of the Viper, you got Kevin Owens, who got the victory over Sami Zayn, keeps beating him down, wants to end his career. Randy Orton comes out, and to Kevin Owens' credit, he jumps back in the ring and he's standing there. He's waiting for Randy Orton. He's all like, I'm holding my ground. I just had a brutal, unsanctioned, no holds barred match. But I'm standing my ground right here, right in the middle of the ring, homie. You're fresh, Randy Orton. Let's handle it. So that made KO look really strong. Randy Orton goes in, lands about 2 punches, RKO. He's in a, you know, end his career, but then he's like, wait, no, let me bring back some old school stuff here. Let me pull up the sleeve because I'm going to punt this dude's head. I'm going to give, pay homage to Pat McAfee, which we'll get to in a bit. Pay homage to Pat McAfee, right? Taking it old school, man, when Randy Orton used to punt dudes in the head. As he's running, security intercept him. Kevin Owens rolls out the ring. That sets up the match for WrestleMania. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Honestly, probably in another no holds barred unsanctioned match. Good gosh, if that is true, man. Kevin Owens, my goodness, man. Who does he think he is? Mick Foley? That is 3 brutal matches. I just don't see how you just have a straight up match. Now they can just say Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton just in a regular match. They can do that. But I'm thinking they're going to go like some sort of no holds barred, I mean, if they go with a straight up match, so be it. That's cool. There's a story to be told there. And I'm telling you guys right now, I think Sami Zayn is done till WrestleMania. And I think what happens is that at WrestleMania, he shows up and he interferes with the match, causing Kevin Owens the match. That's what I believe happens. But great match. Great match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. KO, my goodness, man. Gotta tip the cap to that guy. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the women's elimination chamber match. Okay. All right. So in the pre-show that I did with Pablo, my boy Pablo, shout out to him, shout out to LA Times. I was saying that, listen, I can see, or for me, the best match for me would be Bianca Belair versus Mommy. But I don't think that's the route they're going to go. I truly believe the route that they were going to take was have Alexa Bliss versus Mommy, which for one reason or another, junkies, I'm just not that interested in that match. At least not now. It's like Alexa Bliss, she's back. Yeah, she is. And she's over. But you haven't really built her. She hasn't really been building much. Now, winning the chamber match, was that a step in the right direction to build her? Well, of course it was. But I was just like, yeah, no. I don't know. Just that matchup, there's something about that matchup that just, I don't like it, especially not for Mania, not for WrestleMania. But if you can build Bianca Belair and Mommy, 2 powerhouse women, I like that. I like that. So here we go. The first 2 to start it off is Liv Morgan and Naomi, right? While all other four ladies are in their pods, locked up. Okay. Before the chamber door closes, the music hits. Jade Cargill comes fast pacing down the ramp or the aisle. There was no ramp. I kind of like the fact that backstage was going through the dugout. That was pretty cool. Um, Comes out. Liv Morgan sees Jay Cargill and is pleading, saying, "It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me." As soon as Cargill gets in there, looks like she's gonna go after Liv. She bam goes after Naomi, beats her down. I mean, beats her down, slams the gate on her head, taking her out of the Elimination Chamber match. Bianca Belair is over there hitting the pod, like just yelling, like, "What's going on? What are you doing?" I personally thought it would have been better had it been Bianca who attacked her. However, if they're going to go with Bianca versus Mommy, then you can't do that. Now, Jade Cargill does the damage that she's there for, walks out. Naomi, now she's out of the match. She cannot continue. So she did not participate in the Elimination Chamber match. As all the women start making their way out of the pods, they put on a good one, man. They put on a damn good match. And I gotta give it to Liv Morgan. Feel however you feel about her, say whatever you say about her, think whatever you think about her. This girl is putting it all on the line. She took a beating, and she's been taking a beating, man. She's been putting her body through it. I just I want to give Liv her recognition because she's got that coming. She has earned that. Doesn't matter what you feel about her character, what you think about her character, or anything of that sort. Man, that girl is earning it. She is earning it. Now there's pictures of her and photos of her, man, of her body all jacked up, all the bruises and lashes and everything. I'm just like, man, this girl has really been putting in that work. So shout outs to Liv Morgan. But when it was only her and Bianca left in the match, I'm like, you can't, right? You can't have Liv Morgan win this unless she loses the tag team titles between now and WrestleMania. But of course, Bianca Belair, she gets the 1, 2, 3. She moves on to face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania in an actual real worthy WrestleMania match. Now all that needs to happen now is for Bianca to separate herself away from the Jade Cargill Naomi kind of BS. Because right now, as it stands right now, Bianca's still mixed up with this Cargill Naomi kind of fiasco here. She needs to separate herself from that. Even in the post show, they're asking her about it, and it's like, okay, well, look, okay, I get it, I understand, and we got a little bit of time. It's not like WrestleMania is next week or anything. We got some time. She needs to, say her piece, and then just let it be known, like, hey, those two ladies, they need to handle it, okay? And Bianca needs to separate herself from this within the next 2 weeks. It can't be a conversation for her anymore. She cannot be in that picture anymore. She just needs to be focusing on WrestleMania. And every time you think Bianca Belair, you need to think about her facing the women's champion at WrestleMania. So these next 2 weeks, use it to separate her from what's going on with Naomi and Jade Cargill. Now I keep saying mommy, because and mommy did come out and meet Bianca Belair. However, so did Io Sky. Why? Because tonight on Monday Night Raw, you got Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the title. Now, is it possible that something happens tonight that we get a triple threat match at WrestleMania? Is that possible? Yeah, it can be. Look, Io Sky, man, Io Sky is all that in a bag of chips. That girl can throw down. Do I want to see a triple threat match? I wouldn't mind. Okay, I wouldn't mind, but I think where it's better at is just one on one, Mommy versus Bianca. Now, would I want to see Io versus Bianca one on one? No, not really. I think that kind of cheapens it, man. If Bianca's gonna be in that match, then to me it needs to be a triple threat. If it's gonna be one on one, then it should be Mommy versus Bianca. But if it's gonna be one on one, it should not be Io versus Bianca. Make it a triple threat then. And a triple threat, maybe it's more exciting of a matchup, but the build to just one on one, Rio versus Bianca, I think that will be the bigger match, but the triple threat match will be the more exciting match. Either way, I don't think it could go wrong. But if I had it my way, it would be one on one Bianca versus Mommy. But we gotta see what happens tonight on SmackDown. All right, so let's move on to the main to well before we get to the chamber match, which is connected to what happened. Um, I just want to go ahead and give props to Pat McAfee for standing up for the good old US of A, baby. This PLV was in Canada, and I don't know who the young lady was, but she sang the national anthem and she sang the Canadian national anthem back to back. Okay. Star Spangled Banner was first. And you had all these Canucks booing. I'm sure it wasn't all of them, but it was enough of them where it was coming through that they were booing during the Star Spangled Banner, our national anthem. And then that same female, that same young lady, starts singing the Canadian national anthem, and they start cheering, and then they start singing along. Listen, you Canucks, they already have rules over there, and I'm trying to I'm gonna keep this peacefully. All right. Do I feel a certain way about it? Yeah, yeah, I do. I do. I already cannot go visit. I get that. I'm a felon. They don't allow that over there. Okay. All right. I got you. But you don't go booing our national anthem, you bastards. I mean, there's different national anthems that are sung here in the United States. Nobody boos I mean, it happens in boxing all the time. Heck, with Turkey al Sheikh, they start singing the Saudi Arabia national anthem. I was just like, they are booing these bastards. But I'm gonna leave it right there. I could go on a whole rant, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. All right. Am I feeling a certain way? I am. I am. But I'm gonna bite my tongue here. I'm gonna bite my tongue, and we're just gonna move on. But thanks to Pat McAfee, who actually kind of stood up for us. Appreciate that, Pat. All right. So let's move on to the men's elimination chamber, which ended up to the big controversy. Okay, so good man. It was a good elimination chamber match from the fellas. Okay, it was. Now, personally, the in ring performance. Say you weren't into wrestling and you didn't know any of the wrestlers, none. You knew none of the storylines. You knew nothing. I think that the women's chamber match was better, but because um, the men's chamber match had all the big dogs in it, with the exception of Roman Reigns, that probably turned out to be a better match if you were more invested into all the storylines and into all the heavy hitters in wrestling. But just from a performance level, I thought the women's chamber match was a little better. So anyway, man, um, great chamber match. Drew McIntyre is the first one to get eliminated. I did not see that coming. I thought the first one that was going to get eliminated was going to be Damian Priest, but he wasn't. Um, cool moment right there with CM Punk and John Cena, like them giving each other a hug. Like, all right, cool, respects in the middle of the ring. Now let's throw down. I thought that was pretty cool right there. Um, Logan Paul, the Maverick, doing what Logan Paul does, man, putting on a great show. That guy, again, hate the guy if you want. That dude is one heck of an in ring performer. I'm not telling you like him, hate him, that's fine. But his in ring ability, good gosh, man. He's one of the most exciting wrestlers right now. And he is a wrestler now. He is not a celebrity wrestler. No, he's an actual wrestler. He's full time now. But man, he put on a show. So in the pre-show, I was kind of going back and forth with Pablo about CM Punk and John Cena, and I was just saying I don't think John Cena's gonna win it because then he goes to WrestleMania, he's gonna face Cody Rhodes, and then it's like, oh, what? John Cena becomes champion, wins 17, and then what? Like there, the story's over. You still got the rest of the year. Like, isn't the whole story for Cena this year is to get number 17, and he's gonna get it this early in 2025? What's he gonna do for the rest of the year? Like, there, the story's over. And I had told Pablo, I said, look, the whole thing with Cena is the fact that he's John Cena, right? But he's not in any of these storylines. Like, all these guys got beef with each other, including Logan Paul. Logan Paul slapped CM Punk. You got Seth Rollins. You got Drew McIntyre. You got CM Punk. That all three of those guys hate each other. Damian Priest was kind of a little bit of the oddball guy out. But the one that was a really odd one out was John Cena because he's not in any storyline. He just shows up and he's just like, yeah, I'm John Cena. But it's like, okay, John, but we need you in a storyline though, man. And man, oh man. He's not only in a storyline now, he is in the storyline. Because as it is, Seth Rollins gets eliminated. You got Cena, you got Punk, okay, left. Before Rollins exits the Elimination Chamber, right? He got pinned. He's out. By this time, everybody else is out. Logan Paul is out. Drew McIntyre's out. Damian Priest is out. They had a good match. They all had some good moments. It was exciting to watch. Before Seth Rollins leaves, he makes sure to land a curb stomp on CM Punk when half of his body is outside of the ropes. Cena brings him back into the ring, hooks him in the, what is it called, the STFU. He doesn't respond. The referee sees that he's out, rings the bell. John Cena wins the Elimination Chamber, and I'm like, okay, all right, that's not the worst thing, but now you got goody two shoe guys, two baby faces, one guy being John Cena that hasn't been in a storyline in quite a long time, going after it. Now, what the heck is going to happen? All right, everybody exits. Which, by the way, that curb stop that sets up a WrestleMania match right there. Word is that they're going to have CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns in a triple threat match. Remember, Roman has not been around in a minute. But if you guys remember the Royal Rumble, Seth Rollins curb stomped Roman Reigns outside of the ring. And there's still that favor that Paul Heyman owes CM Punk. So I'm assuming I'm kind of leaning to, you know what, that match probably will happen at WrestleMania, that triple threat match. Or at the very least one on one. Seth Rollins and CM Punk. But so let's go ahead and let's get to the real juicy meat on the bone. John Cena's there. Cody Rhodes comes out. They lift the Elimination Chamber up. And now we got a match at WrestleMania. And now The Rock makes his way out, right? I was expecting John to leave the ring, but he didn't. He stayed in the ring. Like, okay. The Rock comes out with some douchebag. I'm watching it with my sons. My sons are in their early 20s. I'm watching with my sons. I'm like, who the flying F is this douchebag coming out with The Rock? Oh, it's Travis Scott. It's Travis Scott. Okay, who is Travis Scott? They told me he was popular. They're not a fan of his. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. We come to the ring, and now in the ring, you got The Rock, you got John Cena, you got the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and then this douchebag, Travis Scott. Okay. So now it's time to answer up. Do you give your soul to The Rock? Cody Rhodes says, I would, but I don't have a soul. I gave my soul to the fans. First of all, I didn't like that he was pointing to all the Canadians that were booing my national anthem, damn it. That's one. But nonetheless, I get what he was saying. Followed by Rock, go F yourself. Wow. Wow. That was like picture perfect. John Cena's jumping up and down, like, oh, he just told you off. You just let it be known. John Cena looking like the good old boy. John Cena looking like the baby face. John Cena being looking like the yes. It's hustle, loyalty, respect. Damn it. That's right. While this douchebag Travis Scott is just in the corner, just standing there. John Cena shakes Cody Rhodes' hand, brings him in for a hug. The Rock looks at John Cena, gives him the cutthroat move. John Cena has this malice look on his face as they break away from the hug. John Cena kicks him in the balls. Cody Rhodes goes down. The heel turn is there. The heel turn heard around the world. This heel turn is one of those heel turns. It's probably up there with Hulk Hogan, man. When Hulk Hogan turned NWO, when he turned heel, the backstab, man. Like when Shawn Michaels did it to Marty Jannetty, kicks him in the balls, grabs the watch, starts beating him down, opens him up. He's bleeding. Travis Scott gets in there, who actually was smacking Cody Rhodes in the face. There's footage of it now where he really is slapping him hard in the face. And if I'm Cody Rhodes, homie, yes, I'm selling it. I'm selling it. But when I see you in the back, big dog, oh, okay, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get that receipt. I'm getting that receipt. You guys can go look at that footage. This punk ass fool Travis Scott, whoever the heck he is, man, I'm really trying hard not to cuss here. Whoever the heck this punk ass fool is, he's over there smacking Cody Rhodes with all his might. There's footage of it, you can see it. And good on Cody Rhodes, because the show never stops. You just continue. But if I'm Cody Rhodes, if I'm the American Nightmare, hey, we get backstage, Holmes. Oh yeah, smack me. Smack me right here in front of the cameras and everything. But we get backstage, Holmes. It's on and cracking. The Rock whips him, and now John Cena has turned heel. What an incredible turn of events. Probably the greatest Elimination Chamber ever. Now, Elimination Chamber is not that old. It's not. It hasn't been around that long. When you compare it to all the other PLEs, it hasn't been around too long. I think this one set the bar. So now, from what I understand, we're not going to see John Cena for the next 2 weeks. That's from what I understand. So we got, which is good. It's fine. It's fine. We don't need to see John Cena right now. Let this sucker just breathe. Let it just stew. Let the boiling water just get all the juices out of it. John Cena turned heel, turning his back on all the kids, which, by the way, man, my son made a good point. And that point is, hey, I mean, how many little kids are really John Cena fans? Aren't most John Cena fans are like teenagers into their early 20s? John Cena hasn't really been relevant for, I don't know, man, 7 years. So I know everybody keeps on thinking like, oh man, little kid, little kid, little kid, like a 5-year-old. But no, man, John Cena, when he was at his best, dog, we're talking about, man, we're talking about years ago, man. So most of his hardcore fans, like real fans, I would say are probably like anywhere between 13 to 25. So now he turns heel. Now he's part of the biggest storyline there is in WWE. And now I can see him winning the strap, and I can see him being champion all the way to the end of the year. Incredible. Incredible, man. I loved it. I'm still not sure how to feel about John Cena turning heel though, man. I'm being real. I'm a little speechless, but we'll definitely talk about it as as we inch closer to WrestleMania. Monday Night Raw is starting, so I'm gonna go ahead tap up out of here and check that out. We got a lot more to talk about, man, as we inch closer to WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, Nevada, which I will be there both night one and two. Not to mention, I'll be at SmackDown as well. All right, I'll leave you guys right there, man. Cholo Trucker, Wrestling Rehab. Shouts to all the junkies. Catch you guys on next one.